Multnomah County's where I come from. Hometown of Bigfoot and the Burnside Bum. Rain clouds hanging down low and gray. God knows I wish it would have rained today. Tonight I've got those old Rose City blues.
Sometimes the best songwriter stories aren't in the song. They're the stories told before it. Todd Snider is one of the funniest, sharpest storytellers we've ever had, and this is one of my favorites. I've judged songs and artists by their voice or their look, and if it wasn't smooth and pleasant, and if they didn't look like a star, I turned the station. As I got older, I discovered I've dismissed too many artists too fast. The artists and acoustic masters aren't polished. They're not perfect singers. They're real people telling real stories. The Discovery series is all about giving this music a chance to be heard. This is Todd Snider, Rose City Blues.
I was going to try to do this song when I told you I grew up in Portland, Oregon. That's where I went to high school, and there was this tunnel that led from my town into the main town, into Portland. I grew up in Beaverton, and there was a Multnomah County tunnel that would lead you into Portland. And if you were in my grade and you were hanging out in the smoking pit at any time, there was this challenge that on your senior year you had to go into this thing, the Multnomah County tunnel, and write your name in the tunnel. And you might add that you ruled, or you might add something like that. And the funny thing about this tunnel wasn't necessarily vandalism, because it was, so much exhaust would come into it. You didn't have to paint your name into it. You could take a T-shirt or a bandana or something and clean your name into the side. That's the truth. So it wasn't necessarily a crime, just kind of dangerous to do.
Todd's career produced 15 studio albums, but his storytelling was captured best on the live records. Near Truth in Hotel Rooms Live, Live the Storyteller, and Return of the Storyteller were three of his live albums. If you've never spent time with these albums, you haven't really been exposed to Todd's genius. I highly recommend A Few Quiet Evenings with Todd Snider. And when you're ready to turn it up, throw on one of the Todd Snider All-Star Band's hard-working American albums.
So my friends and me, my senior year, we went down into the tunnel, we wrote our name, we wrote the name of our class of 85, we registered that we ruled and or kicked ass at different junctions of the tunnel. And then I went on the road like this, and I started going to different towns all the time. And I had this tour manager named Spike that said she was a guy. It turned out to be a chick, which is a different story that I'll tell when I come back next time. Well, we were coming into Portland through the Multnomah County Tunnel, and I told Spike, I said, when I was a kid, it was a big dare to come in here and write your name in the tunnel. And then we went down and we did the show, and a bunch of my friends from high school came out to the show. After the show, we went out and we did that thing they called a karaoke, or I'm not sure how they say it, but a bunch of my friends went to it. I'm pretty sure that stuff depletes the ozone layer, but I was involved in it on one particular night. And me and this friend that I grew up with, we sang Sweet Child O' Mine at the top of our lung. And then after that, it's kind of a blur, but that's okay because I got a driver. And Spike was supposed to take me back to the hotel. I don't remember what happened after that, but then the next day, we were headed down towards California, and we started coming down through the Multnomah County Tunnel. And as we came through it, I saw on the sign, it said, Todd Snider Rules. And I thought, oh, fuck, man, I hope I didn't do that, And I said, Spike, I'm pretty sure that was me. I don't think any of my brother or sister are in town or nothing. I'm pretty sure I did that. And she said, you don't remember doing that? We were pretty drunk. And I said, listen, Spike, can I tell you something? This is why you're out here, to hopefully keep me from doing shit like this. I don't really necessarily care if my guitar is in tune or anything like that. I just want to keep from doing things like this. And so I'm looking at it, I'm thinking to myself that as a tour manager, you could have kept me from writing Todd Snider up there. And then like as a friend, you could have kept me from putting Rules up there.
Todd Snider could tell a story about a tunnel, a dog, a bar, a Tuesday, and somehow you'd feel like you lived it with him. Todd's spoken stories were magic, funny, sad, honest, wandering, human. A songwriter tells a story with this song. Todd was at his best when he told one before the music even started.
Anyway, the song's kind of sadder than the story, I guess, but the next day we were driving down towards California, and I was missing my hometown, and we were in the van going to another gig, and I made this up on the back of a Wendy's bag, and then about 3 months later I was back in my hometown, and I got this call from a girl I grew up with that hadn't been in town for the show, and she said, "How did your show go?" And I said, "It seemed like it went okay," and she said, "Well, it must have been pretty good, because one of your fans went down into the Multnomah County Tunnel and wrote Todd Snider rules." I didn't say nothing. Anyway, the song came up with like this. My mom loves this one, really. We wrote our names in the tunnel back when Coos Bay was as far away as we'd ever been. Pine trees climbing up winding hills, fishing boats and paper mills. Multnomah County's where I come from, hometown of Bigfoot and the Burnside Bum. Rain clouds hanging down low and gray. God knows I wish it would have rained today. Tonight I've got those old Rose City blues. Tonight I've got those old Rose City blues. Tonight I'm driving through some other town, got the radio on, the windows down. Old song comes on from a long time ago. How on earth did that DJ know? But tonight I've got those old Rose City blues. Tonight I've got those old Rose City blues. Rain, rain, the pouring rain doesn't bother me.
Todd Snider carried the spirit of his heroes, Jerry Jeff Walker and John Prine. He loved them deeply, and you can hear their fingerprints in his humor, his honesty, and the way he told the truth in a song.
We wrote our names in the tunnel back then. Then last night we went down and did it again. One sip too many from that old loving cup. Rose City people never do grow up. Tonight I've got those old Rose City blues. Tonight I got those old Rose City blues.
That's a quick intro to Todd Snider, the spirit of East Nashville. He is sadly missed, but he'll live on forever in story and song. Thanks for spending this time with me and Bashman Acoustic Masters. I hope you enjoyed Rose City Blues. I've completed 7 of the 10 songs in this series, and I'm already planning the next one. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts or memories of the song in the comments. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one.